So you know that whole thing that Eric told you about me a few minutes ago? Well, I want to come clean with you about that. I know I told you that he was lying, and that what he was saying made no sense whatsoever. The truth is this. We haven't been married for as long as I've told you. In fact, we aren't even technically married. I found you at a difficult time in my life. Right after the death of my wife, I'd put all my time and energy into saving her life, and I couldn't. She's the one I was referring to in my journal entries. After she died, I quit work and spent my days and nights at our beach house. The walks I took on the beach late at night were the only thing that really helped me get my head together. The only times I didn't feel despair. And one of those nights I found you. You were just lying there, unconscious. You had been badly pounded by the rocks and waves, but it also looked as though you'd been in an accident of some kind. It was obvious that you'd suffered a head wound. When you first gained consciousness, you didn't know who I was or who you were. I had never seen a case of retrograde amnesia before. I didn't even think it was possible. The more I read up on the condition, the more I realized how traumatic it would be to tell you the truth. You had no memories of your past life, so I decided to fabricate a story. The jogging accident story. You bumped your head while out jogging. I know it's hard to believe, but things just sort of snowballed from there. We had a son, a house, you had a loving husband with a successful career. We were a family living the American dream. Why spoil? I've been keeping that secret for what seems like forever. But I'm glad it's out in the open now. If you don't want to be with me, I completely understand. But don't let this madman turn you into a monster.
What do I have to say for myself? Not too much, really. You, on the other hand, have all of your options laid out right in front of you. All you have to do is make a decision. Look around you. Who would you be better off never seeing again? The Weasley investigator, the deceitful spouse, or the charming and incredibly handsome out-of-town? Hey, I don't need you to spare me. I'm just giving you the opportunity to prove to me that you're ready to ditch this mundane housewife lifestyle and live a life of excitement and grandeur. You're just gonna have to trust me. Now go on already. Pick someone. I know you'll make the right choice. I guess this is as good a time as any to tell you. That gun isn't loaded.
That's unfortunate. She'd have been doing us all a favor.
Whoa, Mom! You almost blew away a mobster.
Almost is right. Vincent here was leading us on the whole time. You just wanted to watch us squirm, didn't you?
Yeah, imagine that. A stand-up guy like Vincent Corsetti deceiving someone.
It was a test. I needed to see what she was capable of. And now that we've seen just what our friend, wife, and mother is capable of, let's hear what she has to say for herself. All right, you got me there. You don't get this far in life by doing idiotic things like that. It sounds like you still need some convincing, because it doesn't seem to me like you understand the severity of this situation. I don't think you realize what's gonna happen to these losers if you don't make the right choice today. The gun wasn't loaded this time, but the next time it will be.
I think she gets it just fine, Corsetti. You're a dangerous, hardened criminal with a soft spot for the one that got away. You're delusional, Corsetti. She wasn't the one that got away. I think it's safe to say you drove her away. The day you sent her car careening off that cliff.
That's enough, Lawson. I'm warning.
Did it really take you 20 years to make up your mind? It didn't take Mary nearly as long. She knows she doesn't want the likes of you destroying her life or corrupting her son.
You shut your goddamn trap. I've had enough of your stupid little remarks, Boy Scout. You think you're funny, do you? We'll see who's laughing when I walk out of here alive and they're picking pieces of your brain out of the basement wall.
This seems like a good time for me to go to my room, don't you think? You are having an adult conversation.
No, you're staying right here. I want you to see this. Adversity builds character and all that jazz.
Whatever. Sometimes you do what you have to so that things turn out the way you want. It's all part of being an adult. You should ask your mother about that.
Hey, just what do the two of you think you're up to? I am not the kind of man you want to conspire against.
What?
Where are you going with this?
What did you just say?
You don't have to say that twice. I'm right behind.
Mom, can I talk to you for a minute? Alone? You know, Mom, bad doesn't even begin to describe it. You're about to bang a mob boss with Dad tied up in the living room. I may be a clueless teenager, but even I know something is really wrong with the situation. Promise me you won't do anything with that scumbag. Well, that's a relief. For a minute there, I thought I had a slut for a mother. Do you know how much money I'd have to spend in therapy to get over that? Yeah. So, what are you going to do about Mr. Corsetti? He's gonna be pissed when he finds out you didn't pick him. Really pissed. Okay. And why are you telling me this? Oh, I get it. This is what Eric meant when he was talking all weird about getting what you want, isn't it? So you're choosing Dad? Are you sure about that? All right. I sure hope you know what you're doing.
So what's the holdup? Oh, you were always such a tease, you know that? Hey, what the hell do you think you're doing? All right, that's enough playing around. Give me the gun back. Now, I don't know what you're up to, but stop it and give me my gun back. Hey, take it easy. Don't point that thing at me, Mary.
Back so soon?
Yeah, what's the matter? Did poor Vincent catch a case of stage fright? A likely story.
It's true, Dad. This was all part of her plan to trick Mr. Corsetti into letting his...
Oh, well, still, you should have told us.
It's good to see you finally came to your senses. Although it did take you a while to... Our friend had a serious lapse in judgment. And now?
Let's be honest. He wasn't thinking straight from the moment he got here. He's going to get what he deserved.
I don't know what you think you're doing, but it isn't gonna work. You don't know what you're saying, and you definitely don't know what you're doing.
Well, this certainly is an interesting turn of events, don't you think, Vin? After all these years of covering your tracks and watching your back, it was trying to grab a hold of your sordid past that was your undoing.
I knew I never should have trusted her.
Ah, come on, turnabout is fair play. Now why don't you take a seat while I contact some colleagues of mine at the Bureau? They'll be very excited to finally meet you.
My lawyers will have me out in no time. And as for you, I see now that I was better off thinking you were dead.
I said have a seat. The two of you probably have a lot to talk about, but you're free. Come over here and tie up Fairview's newest convicted felon.
Okay, but I'm not that good at tying knots.
That's okay. Corsetti's not gonna squirm out of this one.
I'm glad that's finally over. Now we can get back to living our lives. A lot of information came at you at once. I can understand if it takes a while to process it all. I know it looks bad, but we can work through everything. We can go to counseling, we can have the wedding you always want. I'll do anything you want to make things right between us. It'll be like we're starting over, and I promise, this time I'll do everything right.
When faced with tough decisions, one is often forced to make sacrifices. Some of us choose to sacrifice the potential for an exciting and dangerous lifestyle, while others decide to walk away from the sacred bond of unconditional love. Some of us choose to stand by those who have supported us for years, in pursuit of the long-sought happiness that has eluded them for so long. For although our choices may never be perfect, with time, effort, and the support of our friends, we all can find a way to be happy. Or at least to survive nonetheless.